Hello everyone, myself Professor Bhavna Khivsra. This is my blog address and this is my mail address. Today's topic is ASP.NET. ASP is nothing but a active server pages. ASP.NET is a web application framework which is basically developed and marketed by Microsoft, and it allows the programmer to build a dynamic websites. ASP is a development framework for building different web pages. It supports many different development models like classic ASP, ASP.NET Web Forms, ASP.NET MVC, web pages, API, core, etc. ASP.NET application codes can be written in any of the following languages, either C Sharp, Visual Basic.NET, or JScript, or J Sharp. ASP supports a lot of development model which are as follows. First is classic ASP, which is a first server-side scripting language developed by the Microsoft. Second is ASP.NET. It is a web development framework basically used when you want to create a web pages and web development. Third is ASP.NET Core. It is considered as an important redesign of ASP.NET with the feature of open source and cross-platform. Next is ASP.NET Waveforms, which is used when you want to create an application where you require event-driven application model. As well, it is also used to provide the server-side events and control to develop a web application. Next is ASP.NET MVC. It is a MVC based, means model view controller based application model, which can be merged with a new ASP.NET Core, and it is used to build a dynamic websites as it provides a fast development. And next is ASP.NET Web Pages. These are the single page application which can be merged into ASP.NET Core. And last is ASP.NET API. It is the web application programming interface API. ASP.NET Lifecycle. ASP.NET Lifecycles specifies first how ASP.NET processes pages to produce the dynamic output. Then second is the application and its pages are instantiated and processed. And then last is ASP.NET compiles the pages dynamically. So very first is to process the pages to produce dynamic output. Second is these pages are instantiated and processed. And third is these pages are compiled and produce output dynamically. ASP.NET lifecycle could be divided into two groups. Very first is application lifecycle and second is page lifecycle. So in a application lifecycle phase, there are two phases. Very first is request phase and second is response phase. Request phase where the client requests to the server, and in response phase server responds to the client request. ASP.NET second lifecycle group is page lifecycle phases, where very first phase is page request, where client request for some of the page. As request come to the server, server gets started, then it initialize phase, then load phase, and after that post back event handling. Next is rendering, and last is the unloading. So these are the 7 steps of page life cycle phases. Then there are different basic controls which are provided by ASP.NET to design the website very elegant, like button controls, text boxes and labels, check boxes and radio buttons, list control, list item collection, hyperlink control, and image control. These are some basic control. Apart from that, some advanced controls are also provided. ASP.NET Web Services. A web service is a web-based functionality accessed during the protocols of the web to be used by the web application. So these are the small services which are created and it is stored in a repository, and whenever anybody want to use that web service, he just has to search in a in a repository, and it can use any web service. There are three aspects of web service development. Very first is create web service, then second creating a proxy, and third is consuming the web services. Means first create it, second is store it at repository, and whenever anybody want to use that web service, just search it, find it, and then use it, means consume that web service. So this is all about ASP.NET. Thank you so much for watching.